My name is Justin Sniowski, and we are environmental science students at the University of Ottawa. And this is our idea of how we can improve the world based on the environmental issues that we've learned about and what we are passionate about.
Okay, so I think there's three main things that Canada needs to address. One of the first things is that I'm very proud of the nuclear industry in Canada, and although it's not perfect and there's some radioactive waste that's generated, I think in terms of the life cycle analysis, it's the method of electricity production that has the least environmental impact. And Canada has a lot of uranium, and the world has a lot of uranium, so I think we should focus on that instead of hydro, solar, wind, and also coal and gas. So I think we should focus on nuclear energy in the future. Also, for Canada, I think we should refine our own oil instead of exporting it to the United States and to Asia, because we don't have to invest in these pipeline technologies, and we should be proud of our oil. And I mean, okay, I'm against the oil sands, to be honest, but I think in the meantime we should refine our own oil, and I think that would be ideal. And number three is I think we really need to educate the next generation about environmental issues. So there should be environmental courses that high school students and elementary school students should be exposed to, and that way they'll have a more conscious opinion on the environment and natural resource management. Thank you.
Good.
I think we need a worldwide space race type commitment to sustainable technologies, and that'll take us over the edge of what we need.
I feel like Canada needs to invest in renewable fuels and hydrogen as a fuel for automobiles in the future, as they will be more sustainable and create water instead of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases.
Hi, my name is Ali, and I'm an environmental science student at the University of Ottawa. Something that I'm really passionate about is conservation, but something that really scares me is the fact that we're in our 6th mass extinction right now. That means that we're losing a lot of the species that are on Earth, and for me, nature is something that's very important, and what scares me, I think, the most is the fact that my kids might not have the same experience as I do with nature, because nature won't be the same. We won't be able to go out and see everything that we can see today, because we will have ruined it and done damage that's irreversible, and I think we need to do something about that now. This isn't a problem for later, it's a problem for now.
Now, what you have to understand is that most environmental problems are not technical problems, they're more social problems. And so I think the most powerful thing we can do is educate people and appeal to people's hearts in order for them to care more about the environment. Because there's a famous quote that goes as so: when you understand something, you fall in love with it, and when you fall in love with something, you want to protect it. And I really believe that if people have no love and connection to nature and to the environment, they won't want to protect it and enjoy it and manage resources sustainably. So I think fundamentally we need to educate people about the importance of ecosystem services and their intrinsic value, and get people to fall in love with nature, and then they'll want to manage resources more sustainably, love each other more, source their food, and it just goes out from there. So teach people to love nature. Thank you.
So when I think of environmental issues, I think of education. I think of looking at every single aspect of little things that make the big picture. So for example, when I think of deforestation, I think of the biological aspects, I think of the ecological aspects, and I think of the, for example, atmospheric aspects that occur with pollution, and just everything comes together to create a large issue, a large catastrophe. And to kind of prevent that and to make people aware of that, I think that we should have like more education on those certain aspects of the environment. In order to do that, smaller children in grade 6 or middle school should be kind of aware of that issue. And in order to do that, we should have kind of courses or seminars or just stuff like that to kind of make everybody aware that this is an issue that is happening and this is an issue that needs to be fixed.
Food. I want Canada to change the way that we grow, distribute, and eat food. Please focus more on quality instead of quantity. I want it easier for consumers, all of us who require food to survive, to have more or easier access to a local economy and farmers that care about the product that they make and the environment at the same time. And lastly, SOS, save our salmon.
Canada is already on the global forefront of agriculture. I find that we need to continue to improve sustainable methods to preserve our soil quality, and we need to veer away from harmful pesticides that cause detrimental trophic cascading effects on all the environment around it. Thank you.
There's a couple things I wanted to address. First is electric vehicles, the electrification of cars, essentially. And I find it's great that we're starting to see more hybrids out on the streets now, but I definitely think the government needs to get more involved in setting up infrastructure so that it's actually more viable for electric cars to travel for longer distances. And for sure, the government needs to also set up incentives so that, because I know electric cars are pretty expensive right now, but I think with government incentives it can make electric cars a lot more attractive to consumers, like by giving them free parking or free charging stations, stuff like that. I mean, it's worked in Norway, and they're a great country to look to if you're looking for an example that actually works. So there's that. And the second issue I wanted to address was microplastics. I hate that there's so much packaging that is plastic, and we don't do anything to recycle it. It breaks down and gets into all of our oceans. I definitely think we need to do something about that, either by setting up recycling programs or making the companies themselves who make the products actually responsible for the entire life cycle of the product that they sell. So it'd be great if the government could set up some kind of law on that.
We need change, and we need it now.
We can!